And exhale through your mouth and just sigh and let your whole body settle down into your mat. And then start your purposeful Ujjayi breathing, slow and steady, deep and rhythmic. Put your attention on your back rib cage. While you're breathing, become aware of your rib cage just expanding and relaxing, and just starting to create a little more space just by breathing. Start to bring some volume to your breath, a regular Ujjayi breath, a breath you hear and feel coming from the back of your throat, enough volume that you hear yourself breathing, and enough volume that you hear the people around you breathing. Good idea, Jen. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat, both of your hands. You might even come up out of your seat a little bit, settle your hands, and then sit back down, hips back down to your heels. And put your attention on your back left rib cage as you breathe. This is one of my favorite stretches, actually. And then rise up a little bit off of your hips. Walk your hands over the other way. As far as they'll go, set your palms, and then settle your hips back down to your heels and breathe here. Couple of breaths here. You may have, in your lifetime, heard this statement that the audience creates the performer or the performance. So consider that your imagination, your intentionality as you practice will create the results that happen in your body. Bring your hands back to center. Settle your palms, strong fingertips, weight on the thumb side, flat palms, so your palms really anchored into your mat. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Turn your toes under and lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Start to bend and straighten your knees and stretch out your toes, the arches of your feet, your calf muscles, the backs of your knees. You can really spread your fingers out. Point your pointer finger forward, and then let the weight go into the thumb side of your hand. The default is that the weight goes in the baby finger side, so put it in the thumb side of your hand. Yeah. Take another breath in. Breath out, look forward, walk up to the front of your mat. Put your palms on your thighs, lift up halfway, press your palms against your thighs. Take a few breaths here. While you're breathing and pressing back onto your thigh bones, reach your sitting bones backwards. Then opposite of that, reach your chest, the crown of your head forward, so that your whole spine line is stretched like you pulled a string tight, really long. Keep on breathing, and as you exhale, just gather, not like suck in your gut, but just gather your abdominal muscles up toward your spine for a little more support. We're going to use them like this the whole way through the practice. Just keep breathing. Really heavy, purposeful, on the pace with your neighbor kind of breath while you stand right here, and organize your feet. Organize them that they're parallel to one another. It might be easiest to do that by lifting your 10 toes in the air. Organize them that they're whatever width suits you today right now. Hip width, wider, more narrow. Wider is a more steady base. Keep breathing. Now while you're here, really on purpose breathing, make sure your belly's lifting. Put your hands on your hips and point your elbows up to the ceiling. Bring the breath. So set your gaze on one point on the floor and bring the breath. Bring the breath and create that your hips are on fire. Your legs, your feet, all on fire, and keep turning up the heat. Turn the heat up with your breathing. If you need to, soften your knees. Soften your knees so you get a nice long flat back. So lift your chest a little bit more marked. Pop your butt out behind you. Keep breathing. Pit of your belly in. If you're a knee locker, unlock your knees. Can you feel your hips? Take one more breath in. Lift the pit of your belly a little more, Kelsey. One more breath in. Exhale, fold to the floor. Ah. Fold your arms and hold the opposite elbow, and then just sway from side to side. Keep the breath flowing. Breathe like you need it to turn on the fire in your body. Then fingertips on the ground and walk them over to the right. You can bend your right knee a bit, but try to keep your left knee more straight so that you bring stretch from your left sitting bone down the left side of your back, all the way to your left baby fingers. While you're here in this side stretch, take a deep breath in and a sigh. One more time, a deep breath in and a sigh. You can walk your hands over to the other side. And if it feels like reaching for the floor, it's just a little too far away, put your hands up on a block. While you're breathing, let your head hang down. Play with how much you need to straighten your right knee and bend your left knee in order to get that sense of a line of stretch from your your right sitting bone through your right back body all the way to your right fingertips. That's it. Strong, purposeful breathing. Come back to the center. Press the four corners of each foot into the mat. Maybe lift your toes. Hands to your hips. Come to the halfway lift. Breathe. Breathe and lift your belly. Breathe and press your feet. Another inhale. Press your feet. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. On the exhale, press your feet. Come up to standing. Inhale. Sweep your arms overhead. I know that feels good, right, Adam? Exhale, bring your hands into prayer position and pause. It's good to be alive. Set your gaze on one point at the front of the room. Set your intention for the practice. Don't worry, we have more to come. 3 times we'll chant Om together. Take a deep breath in. Inhale, reach up, fold to the floor as you exhale. Press your heels. Inhale, lift up halfway. Low plank as you exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Now lengthen the base of the pose. 2 more breaths. In and out. Here's the last one. Deep breath in. Bend your knees, look forward. Jump to your hands. Halfway lift. Press your heels. Fire in your hips. Fold. Press down. Stand up. Go back. Fold to the floor as you exhale. Halfway lift. Drop into your low plank. Upward facing dog, chest up. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Really spread your fingers, stretch them wide. 2 more. Make the room just pulse with breath. Last inhale. Bend your knees, exhale. Jump to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. 1 more time. Stand up, lift up, back bend. Fold to the floor, exhale. Halfway lift. Drop into your low plank. Upward facing dog, shoulders back. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Set the base long, set it wide. Squeeze your fingertips to the floor. On your next exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and jump. I think that was 1 less than I said. Halfway lift, forward fold. Pick up your 10 toes and squat into chair pose, reach up. When you exhale, stay into the chair, palms forward. Press your hands back and open your chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, push back, open your chest, sit deep. 2 more, reach up. Sit deep, chest open. Last one, reach up. Press back, sit deep. Now we'll move. Inhale, fold to the floor, exhale. Halfway lift, low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward and lunge, warrior 1. Press the back edge of your back foot into the mat, then hands to the floor and chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Now the left side, step forward, press the back edge of your back foot down, hands to the floor, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 3 breaths, breathe in. Press your hips back as you breathe out. 2 more, inhale. Press back, exhale. On the last one, inhale, bend your knees on the exhale, jump to your hands. Halfway lift, fold. Chair pose, reach up, stay here, palms back, exhale. Inhale, reach up, Sit back, open your chest. Again, inhale, reach up. Open your chest here. Last time, reach, fold to the floor, exhale. Halfway lift, drop into your low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, lunge, reach your arms up, stretch back. Hands to the floor, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left foot, step forward. And so just turn your back foot flat and press it into the floor. Hands down, low push-up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and breathe. So you could always put your knees on the ground if you just want some extra rest. 2 more. We'll take 1 more round of sun salutation B. So get ready here on the last breath. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward, and jump. Halfway lift, fold. Chair pose. Sit, reach your arms up, stay right here, palms back, chest open, exhale. Inhale, sweep your arms up, open the chest, exhale. Again, inhale, reach up, palms back, chest open. Now we'll move. Inhale, stretch, fold to the floor. Halfway lift, low plank. Step into it or drop. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, back foot flat. Reach up. Hands to the floor, low push up, or just switch legs forward. Up dog, down dog, left foot forward and step. Inhale, reach up, hands to the floor, chaturanga. Upward dog, downward facing dog, breathe and rest. If that section felt messy to you, it was supposed to. It's just a section of waking up, trying things on. Right here in this pose, raise your right leg into the air, bend your knee, heel to your hip, and flip over. So this pose can also be done seated, left hand on the ground, hips on the ground, right arm in the air and stretch. Just opening up your chest, whether your feet are on the floor or you can take it like Jess. Yeah, that'll work. Try this, Dan. Right here. 3 more breaths for everyone. Yep, use the wall even. Breathe right here. We're going to take 1 more breath here. Reach for the ceiling, then side plank. Spin around. Put your right hand on the mat, left arm in the air, and breathe. So while you're here in this pose, make length in the right armpits. The whole right side of your body is long. Then press down with your right hand and rise up with your left hand. Body light. Easy breath. 2 more. Strong pit of your belly. Hands to the floor, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Now take a breath, stick out your tongue. Do that again, and this time just clear your mind when you breathe out. Left leg into the air, bend your knee, heel to your hip, and flip over. So you can be sitting on your hips here and reaching your right hand into the floor and left arm into the ceiling, or standing on your feet like many of you are doing. That's it, Danny, right there. You got it. For everyone, press your right hand. That was exactly it, Danny. Right hand to the floor, left arm to the ceiling. Mark, press and lift. Touch the floor, maybe, Grace. That's it. Touch the floor, Jen. Side plank. Left hand on the ground. Face the long right side of your mat and stack your body up. 5 breaths. While you press down with your bottom hand, lift up out of your shoulders and look for the ceiling. Finish your breaths long and steady on the exhale. High plank to low. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward to crescent lunge. So you'll just stand on the ball of your back foot, and then a modification is to just put your back knee on the ground. Wherever you are, arms in the air. Now that you've gotten your body rearranged, check in with your breathing. Maybe a sigh, but then steady breath. Then reach up for the ceiling. And once you're reaching, lunge deeper. Reach a little higher, lunge a little deeper. 1 more breath, stretch back, hands to prayer position, twist to the right, put your left elbow on your right knee. Keep your breath flowing. Once your elbow is on your knee, open your arms. Once your arms are open, we're going to take some arm circles. So with the arm that's in the air, reach to the back of the room, and then like you're dragging your knuckles on the floor, roll your shoulder. then a bent elbow, and open as wide as you can. Do that 3 times. Drag your knuckles, elbow up, open your shoulder, reach back. You've got 2 more. That's it. 1 more. Open up here. Take 1 more breath in, 1 more breath out. Crescent lunge, reach right back up. Turn to the left, warrior 2. People facing all kinds of lefts and rights. Now organize yourself. Lunge down deep and low. Damien, your legs are longer than that. Move your back heel to the back of your mat so your foot angles in. And then stand evenly. Stand in your back leg too, Jody. There you go. 1 more breath. Stretch your arms apart. Tilt for extended side angle. So reach an arm to the floor and an arm to the ceiling, but bend your knee again. More. So you got your arms stretching deep apart. Now press the back edge of your back foot into the mat so hard that you can reach both arms out in the air and you can feel your body like it's being pulled apart at the foot and the fingers. Lunge down. So from that foot to these fingers, reach. Breathe 5. There you go, Adam. 4. Lunge deep. 3. Keep lunging. 2. Stay here. Open your chest. Hands to the floor. Chaturanga. Did I hear swearing? Upward facing dog. Is there swearing in yoga? Downward facing dog. Dan's like, yes, there's swearing in yoga. Left foot forward, crescent lunge. This is the vitality section of our sequence. We got to go for something here. I owe you every penny of what you paid for class. That means we have to work. Yes, bring the breath. Some of you are really carrying the breath. Inhale through your fingers, you stretch. Exhale, lunge even deeper. Stay there. Now stretch even more through your fingers. Lunge deeper. Reach up and go back. Look for the back wall stretch. Then hands to prayer position and twist. Right elbow to your left knee. Get anchored there. Open your arms. Bottom arm to the floor. Top arm to the ceiling. We'll take the arm circles next. So now you reach back. Let your shoulder just open and reach. And then drag your knuckles, bend your elbow, and roll your chest to open just like that. Go 3 times. So you've got 1, open up. You got 2, bend your elbow and open. 3, exactly. Jess is up here doing her fancy guitar moves. 1 more, open up. Inhale, crescent lunge. Warrior 2, exhale. Feet open wide. Hold nothing back. So it would be better to go for the max and come up and take a breather when you need it. So lunge down low, feet far apart. Open your arms. So you pull your thumbs apart and your chest stretches as much as it can. Then tilt, floor to ceiling, stretch as much as you can. Lunge down way low and press the back edge of your back foot in the mat. And then reach both of your arms for the front of your space. From your foot to your fingers reaching, breathe here, 5 breaths. Push your foot. If you're getting tired, press your foot. That's it. 3, just lunge and reach. 2, last one, turn your chest up to the ceiling. Nice, Amanda. Hands to the floor, chaturanga. So good. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Deep breath in. Bend your knees, look forward. Jump to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Feet wide, parallel, 10 toes in the air. Inhale, reach up to chair. Hands to prayer. Twist to the right. 5 breaths here. Deep lunge. 4 breaths here. Sit back. Don't let me win. You're going to have to sit back. Keep breathing. 2 more. Yeah, that's it. Last one. Chair pose. Other side. I know. Sit deep. Breathe. 5. You got it. Steady, long exhales. Keep going. 3. 2 more. Stay here. Last one. Twist. Chair pose. Reach up. A well-earned forward fold. Hook your big toes with your middle and index fingers. and stretch down. Shake your head out. Let your whole body be replenished here. Broad lower back, long spine, all the way down through to the crown of your head. Slide your palms under your feet, toes to your wrists. Stand on your hands. Take another sigh or two. My favorite sigh, this happens in my house all the time, lips fluttering when you sigh. Take a breath. Do one more. Okay, release your feet. You've got some choices. You can take a seated crow pose, which looks like this, toes on or off the floor. You can take crow pose, which is the same shape, tilting forward, or get your block, put it underneath of whichever hip you want, and put the other leg in the air. Squeeze the floor with your fingertips. Every time you exhale, you'll jump and squeeze the block, or bring your knee into your chest and squeeze the block. The top leg has to be active. Take 10 hops or 10 breaths. Here we go. Crow pose or the handstand hops for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chaturanga, the low push-up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. One more inhale. On the exhale, bend your knees, look forward and jump. Halfway lift, forward fold. Press your feet into the ground. Just hang here and press them. In fact, you could lift your 10 toes until you can watch your whole foot working and pressing until you feel your hips working. I'll know they're working because I'll hear you breathing. When you don't have to breathe, then you know you're not working. So press your feet down, press them down. Take a breath in. When you exhale, pull your belly to your spine and get round. Then use the next exhales to roll up to standing. One bone at a time. Feel all the feelings in your feet. Shoulders back, lift your gaze, arms overhead. Right side eagle pose. Wrap your right arm under. You might just be reaching for your shoulders. Squat down. Wrap your right leg over. Tuck your toes if you can behind your calf muscle. Now here's a chance to breathe. The equanimity sequence of our series of our sequence. Still your heart rate's working. You can feel that. This is your chance to learn to calm your body, calm your system without turning the whole thing off. Keep your gaze, step out, arms overhead, switch sides, left arm under, squat down, left leg over. Steady breath. Now, considering that this is the resting pose right now, you'll want to breathe. Take in a lot of oxygen, move a lot of energy, get connected to the people around you. That's your work right now, just to connect and breathe. One more breath. Step out, arms overhead. Hug your right knee into your chest and keep your gaze set. Hold your knee or hold your foot and extend your leg. The stretch you feel here is a stretch you need for the handstand work we've started to do. Breathe right here. A strap will cover the distance for a lot of people. It may even be you're using the strap, but your foot is down low. The only thing we're looking for is that you stay standing tall and don't use the leverage of pushing into the strap to hold yourself up. Move your leg out to the right and look and reach to the left. Fill the room with breath. If you detect that there's movement in your area, somebody's losing your balance, you breathe, fix your gaze, and stretch. And you bring balance into the section of the room where you're standing. Come forward, hug your knee into your chest, airplane pose. So right from the beginning, be determined that your pose will be open, like you're a bird taking flight, different than like a loose umbrella. And now breathe here with your chest lifting and opening. However far you tilt is fine. It doesn't have to be the whole way parallel to the floor, but just get the expansive quality. Keep your back leg high and active, then hands to prayer position, half moon, and breathe. It can take years of practice just to get to the point where you can breathe the whole way through practice. And so one of the things the practice will teach you is to notice when you're not where you want to be and just to start again. So if you fall out, that's not where you want to be, just get back in and start again. Keep your leg in the air. Bring your hands to the floor. Some of you might have hands on blocks, and you're just practicing leg in the air, and your leg might even be just very purposefully bent. For others, you have the block again under your hip. Now, this might be the same hip you did before. Don't worry, we'll eventually get both hips. So there are a lot of variations we could be working with here. Whenever you inhale, bend your knee. Whenever you exhale, tilt your weight forward. So that'll be the work for some. Others, you'll be taking the handstand hops. Inhale, bend your knee. Exhale, hop. Tuck your knee into your chest. Some of you, you'll get the hang time, the knee holding into your chest. Let me help you, Kelsey. Knee into your chest and keep that block. 5 more times from wherever you are. Grace, put that block right here and hop. Amanda, where's your block? Suzanne, your block. It did. Knee into your chest, Grace. Squeeze it. Squeeze the block. For everyone, forward fold and hang. Just forward fold and hang. You can put the block to the side and breathe. And let your whole system settle. If you're feeling a little dizzy, you could even stay down on the ground in child's pose. If you're feeling like you don't like doing handstands, take a sigh. If you want your strap for the leg stretches, grab it, roll up to standing. Take your time. Once you get upright, hug your left knee into your chest. Then you can extend your leg and go for the stretch. Stand tall. Breathe here. Tall through the crown of your head. Let your left hip just sink while your chest stands even taller. Press down on the floor. Go this stuff happening. Open your leg to the left. Look and reach to the right. Yep, you got it. Just a sense of hugging your lifted left thigh bone back into your body. Come forward, hug your knee into your chest. Airplane pose. Yeah, ditch the straps. Airplane pose. And then a sense of upward facing dog in your chest. There, Paige. Breathe. Body hold your body like long and lean. Hug here, Paige. And then, nope, you got it. You got it. Press both of those spots. Your big toe and here. Your big toe and here. Yes. Hands to prayer, half moon. Right hand down, left arm up. Steady breath. Be determined to stay with it. Kyle, lift your leg. Adam, lift your leg. Everybody wake up your toes. You got it. Chest open. You got it. Breathe here. Keep it lifting. Legs strong. Stretch, Mario. Stretch. That's it. Hold that. 5 breaths. Keep stretching. Breathe. 4. Devin, wake up your foot. 3, 2. Stay high in the air with your leg. Hands to the floor. We have the handstand preps on this side now. So the block between your hip and thigh is one choice. Another choice is hands on the block. For everyone, there's a rocking of weight. So it could look like inhale, the weight comes back. Exhale, it leans into your fingers. Inhale back. Exhale, lean into your fingers. 3 more. Never did so many handstands in your life, huh? 2, 1. Forward fold and hang. Feet on the floor, let your body hang, and breathe. Maybe take a sigh. Deep breath in. Deep breath in, let your system settle. Okay, shake your head out. Now press your feet into the mat and come rolling up to standing. We'll take one set of dancer's pose or standing bow. Sweep your arms overhead. Right arm behind you so that your shoulder's rolling back. Bend your knee, hold your ankle from the inside, shoulder still rolling back. Now a different option is on the outside, but if you can on the inside. You could also be facing a wall and just kick back. Your standing knee, it could just be a little soft, a micro bend. Your kicking leg, powerful, stretching back. Just walk your hands down that strap if you can. Keep going. You got it. Soft knee, Kelsey. Stand right into your big toe. Now, Meg, let your shoulder go if you can, your right one. In the middle of this pose, stay. Everyone take a breath and a sigh. I know, because we're ready to be done. And now drive it up. 5 more breaths. And we're not doing a second set. Keep breathing. You got it, Adam. 3. Let your shoulder go one more time and drive your foot up. Step out. Feet on the floor. Hands on your hips. See, you're fine, right? That was fine. It's just different. Different's not wrong. Left shoulder back. Reach back. Bend your left knee. Hold your ankle from the inside. Right arm in the air. I like to start by getting the opposite. Knee down, hand up, stretch, and then go. Good. Breathe. Nice, Ratana. Can you lift your 5 toes off the mat? And just be balanced in the 4 corners of your feet. Keep on breathing. Mark, switch your grip. Do you feel how your shoulders rolled forward? Roll back. I'll come help you. In the middle of the pose, take a sigh. 5 more breaths. You got it. Yeah. Shoulder rolling back. You got to press into the floor. 2 more. Let your left shoulder go. Yes. Last one. Stretch your arms. Feet on the floor. Good work. Hands on your hips. Breathe. Tree pose. Left foot down, right foot up. This morning they did more handstands here, but I'm going to let you slide. Right foot up. Hands to prayer position behind your back. Press them down. Bring your breathing. Maybe you start with a sigh. When you discover that you're not really breathing anymore, just start with a sigh and build your breath from right there. Yes. Switch sides. On this side, really listen to the room breathing yourself, connected with the rest of the room. I always love to hear that in this pose. So set the pose up. Offer your breath. Are you listening? Step out, come to the front of your mat. On the inhale, sweep your arms overhead, fold to the floor with the exhale. Halfway lift, drop into your low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, right foot forward inside of your right hand for triangle pose. So this is a pose where you want to take up a ton of length on your mat. That your back foot would want to angle in, your front foot, maybe pick the toes up so you really are anchoring, especially the knuckle of your big toe. Then shift. Make all of this long as you shift your hips back, back, back. Get the stretch, and then reach up into the triangle pose. Now bring the breath. Some of you go longer. Kick your back heel out. Grace, there's so much more in here. You got it. Heel out a little more there. Breathe here. That's it, Henry. Really nice. If you can, just roll your top shoulder open. That's it. Come up to standing. Turn to face the long left side of your mat. Feet parallel to the short sides of your mat. Hands on your hips. Lift up high. Forward fold. Once you get into the fold, walk your fingertips away from you as far as you can, and then settle your hips back towards your heels and breathe. Be aware of stretching from your baby finger up the side of your arm, your armpit, your ribs, back to your hip. And breathe. Yeah, just sink your weight back into your heels. There should be a lot of tension from your fingertips back to your hips. Breath. 2 more. Long exhales. Last one, a really long exhale. Walk your hands in, come up to standing, face the front of your mat for a standing single leg forward fold. Hands behind your back, interlace your hands, lift your chest up high, and fold. Really bring breath. So the default in this pose is to have your feet too close together. Suzanne, even take yours longer. And your back foot can be at any angle from being parallel to the back of your mat to parallel to the side of your mat. You do want some width between your feet. Good. Breathe here. Go longer, Devin. Add a weight in your front leg. And there. Even if your back heel lifts, it's okay. Keep your legs. Everyone's legs are perfect and your hips are perfect. Don't change any of that. Twisting triangle. Put your left fingertips on your block under your left shoulder. Now, what not to change? Don't start shifting your right hip over to the right. Keep it pulling back if you build a twisting triangle. So lots of length. Weight in your front leg more, Grace. Front. Yeah, even if your heel lifts. Look for this stretch in your back left rib cage. So just breathe here. Pull it back, back left rib, stretch and lengthen. That's it. Unwind, hands to the floor, step to the downward facing dog, then bring your left foot forward for left side triangle. Left leg forward, back foot flat. So don't let that mess with you. Don't let it change your breath. You keep your breath moving and steady as you create your body now in this shape. So left side triangle. So face the right long side of your mat. Back foot, your toes, angle them in. Left hand on the block, right arm in the air. You got it. And see if you can straighten your front leg. Front big toe down. Victoria, really press it. You got it. Mario, open up. Wake up your fingers. Look to and reach for the ceiling. And let your shoulder open. 2 more breaths. Keep reaching through your elbow. Last one. Come on up to standing. Face the long left side of your mat. Feet parallel to the short sides. Wide leg forward fold. Hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers and roll your shoulders back. Then fold forward and let your hands spill overhead. As much as they will. And if they don't quite go overhead, use the strap and cover the distance with the strap. So let go of your hand. Hug the strap. There. Might feel good to sway from side to side, or if you'd like to work on an inversion, the wide leg press handstand. So you might have a little hop right now. You might just be working on leaning into your strong hands. If you're taking the little hop toward the handstand, put your attention on your feet and your feet accentuating, articulating as they leave the floor. Nice, Henry. Keep your arms straight. That's it, Adam. As soon as you leave the floor, press your toes out. Couple more breaths. That's it. More toes, Adam, when you leave the floor. Everything on your toes. Last one. Come up to standing. Turn to face the front of your mat. Standing single leg forward fold. So maybe all 10 toes in the air so you can work the corners of your feet to work the angle of your hips. Hands behind and lift. Forward fold. Spill your hands overhead or use a strap to cover the distance. Don't worry if your back heel lifts a little bit. Breathe. Kyle, soften your front knee a little. Yep. That's it. Breathe here. From your front foot's big toe, press it down. That's it. To the sitting bone. Lift it up. You've got your hips. Keep your hips. Twisting triangle. Right hand on the block or floor under your right shoulder. Don't let your hips swing to the left. And turn, or you're here. It's fighting. Keep breathing. 5 breaths. Back right rib cage. Be really your attention in that area. You got 2 more breaths, the longest exhales you've ever taken. There's just one more. Exhale, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Come to a high plank and lower down to your belly on the mat. You can keep your toes turned under like you did for the push-up. Toes turned under like they were for chaturanga. So they'll just be like this. We'll use Mark's toes. Strong legs. There you go. Arms behind you, airplane arms. And then just lift. The work is this. Heels to the back of your mat. Crown of your head to the front of your mat. While you're doing this, amplify that you can feel your pinky toe reaching floor or touching the floor, and let your lower back get broad. When your lower back's broadened a little bit, you might find there's a lot of freedom and a little more length in the pose. 3 more breaths. Look for the length. The ease. Long exhales here toward the end of the hold. 1 more with a really long exhale. Come down. Really good work. Bend your knees, reach back, and hold your ankles from the outside or use a strap to lasso your ankles. Floor bow pose. So bend your knees, reach back, grab the strap. Let me help you. You're welcome. That's it. Kick back and up. So knees a little closer together. Yeah, like there was someone standing right in between them and you had to hug with your knees to their ankles. That's it. Just keep hugging in. Let your shoulders go. Hug your knees. Hug your knees. Where'd they go? 5 more breaths. Stay with it. Maybe a sigh if you felt like that should be the end. Keep going. You got it. Keep breathing. Last one. Come on down. Wave your feet from side to side. Put your hands on the floor by your bottom ribs. Shoulders back. Come to upward facing dog. Just pause here. You can soften your elbows. And press your chest forward through your arm bones toward the space in front of you. Keep that set of your shoulders, how they're set on your back like this. Keep that. Press your hands into the floor. Downward facing dog. So your shoulders stay on your back instead of curling forward. Good. Breathe here. Take another breath. Jump through your hands. Sit down. Roll onto your back for bridge pose. Feet on the floor. Ankles under your knees. You can set your feet kind of wide and see if you can make them parallel to one another. Then press your feet down into the mat. Lift your hips up to the ceiling. And then rock your shoulders from one to the other while you tuck them deep under your back. So hips in the air. Interlace your hands underneath of your body and see if you can press your arms straight. Let your shoulders be easy and the back of your neck be easy. And then just breathe and expand your chest and upper back. Expand your chest and upper back. Give yourself this right at your lower back. Just, yeah, right on your pelvis. You can come back down or stay in the pose, take a break or stay up, and then we'll move on. So next pose, from the bridge to the wheel. So you can select to stay with the bridge, of course, or get ready for the wheel pose, which is fingertips to the ceiling, flex your wrist, set them on your mat. Press onto the top of your head. Try not to bear the weight heavy there, and just walk your hands out as wide as your mat. Once your hands are set wide, press them into the mat and rise up into wheel pose. Once you get into the wheel pose, 3 breaths. 3 strong breaths. Set your hands wider if you can, Mario. Tuck your chin and come down. Knees side to side. Let's set up the next one. Hands, feet on the floor. Press down, rise up. Wide, wide hands. Mark, you might even like more width there. Easy, long exhale, one of them. A long, easy exhale. Tuck your chin and come down. Knees side to side. Let's set up another one. Hands, feet on the floor. Just go with it. Just go with it. Don't stop to think about it a lot. Feel instead. Move through sensation. Hands wide. The stronger your shoulders are, the tighter they are, the tighter your triceps are, the wider you have to set your hands. Come on down. Knees side to side. Let's do 2 more. So let's get ready. Set it up. If you want to stand up and drop out of the poses, you can. On your mark, get set, go. First of 2. That's it. Work your breath. Strong, long exhales. 3 more breaths here. Big exhales. Everyone working together so that together we go further. Come on down. We have 1 left. Take a sigh. Don't think too much. Set it up and back up. Last one. Last one. Now look for flexibility. Roll your shoulders here. See if you can just press your arms straight. Let your head relax. Take 1 sigh. Tuck your chin and come down. Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of your feet together, knees open wide. You can rest your hands on one on your heart, one on your belly. And take a sigh. Dead bug pose. So either hold on to your feet or the backs of your thighs. So through and reach for your feet if that works in your body, or just hold behind your thighs. And maybe some rocking side to side could feel good. Breathe here. Then grab your block. Hug your block right there in the crease of your thigh. Hug your block into your chest. The other leg, let it hover above the floor, wherever it can hover without you arching your lower back. Some of you may even find, though, that you need to touch your toe gently to the floor. If your leg is straight, look at it. Toes and knee point up to the ceiling, not turned out to the side. So straight up to the ceiling, not turned out to the side. Now here we go. Palms to the ceiling like you're doing a handstand on the ceiling. Take a breath. Curl up like you're pressing the ceiling. Every time we exhale, we'll do more pressing. Inhale, exhale, press and hug your knee. That's it. Go for 10, 9, 8. Press and hug your knee so your whole upper body hollows like a handstand would do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, hug page. 1, it's the beauty of being right here next to me. Relax. Switch. You feeling like you're doing crazy handstands right now? Hug the block under your right thigh. Roll your toes in to point to the ceiling. Palms to like you're on a handstand on the ceiling and curl up. That's it. Here we go now. Hug your blocks. Really hug your blocks. Go for 10. Blow out every time you come up. 9, hug page. 8, hug. 7, hug. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's your core. Hug your knees into your chest. You can rock back and forth. Don't let your block get too far away. Through to downward facing dog. Rock a few times. Through to downward facing dog. You have some skills now. You understand your hands pressing, your upper body hollowing, your torso hollowing. Put the block underneath of your right thigh. Exactly the same exercise we just did. Hands on the floor, one leg in the air. If your floor is too far away, hands on blocks. And then every time you exhale, you're taking a little hop. Both legs in full action, hands pressing. Just like this. Press. Press and squeeze. Press and squeeze. 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7. Damien, switch where the block is. It goes under the other leg. 5. So the foot on the floor holds the block, and then that's the knee that bends. 3. Jody, nice. 2. Yes, I'm seeing some handstands back here. That's exactly it. Okay, forward fold and hang. Some people wanted to go to brunch instead of come to yoga, so. But you wanted to. So we have to make it memorable. I would rest and hang, because you know we're going to do the other side. That microphone just keeps going, Jess. Let's do the other side now. So this might be the side you'd prefer. It might be the side you don't prefer. It wouldn't be the side I prefer. I can't jump on this side. So palms on the ground, and then you're just both powerful legs. I saw a lot of amazing work just a moment ago. Try it again this side. You got it? Keep your hands on the ground and press, press, press. And Amanda, you really don't have to leave the ground if you don't want, since your hands are on blocks. Yes! I see people doing their 3rd yoga class doing some handstands back here. I love it. That's it, Adam. Hug. It's the powerful legs that are going to keep you upside down. You got hug, hug. Reach your leg up. Reach, stretch, stretch. Adam! Yes! There are handstands happening where there haven't been handstands before. Okay, you lost your block, so you lost your balance. Forward fold and hang. I miss it. Oh, do you want to show me again, Dan? Forward fold and hang. You just didn't want to shame them with your beautiful handstand. Hang and rest. You get so much benefit from doing an inversion, and it may not seem like it, but the handstand's the easiest inversion. I know that doesn't seem, it is, and you were doing it. It's also the safest inversion, the one where you're least likely to injure yourself in any way. It's also tremendous core strength. We got to move on. Hands to the floor, step back to downward facing dog, right side pigeon. So just keeping your head down keeps the work of the inversion present. So you go from the inversion right into child's pose or the standing forward fold, and even here in the pigeon pose, you still get this sort of child's pose situation in your body. You guys did good work today. Now, I won't see you next week. Other teachers are teaching for me. I'm getting to go away for my birthday. I know. That's right. Jess is telling me it's my 40th birthday. It's my 50th. It's not until the end of the month, but nobody does birthday things on December 24th. Anyway, I think you'll have Harold at this time slot. So ask him, tell him you really worked on your core strength and you want to work on your drishti next week. He has a real nice class for you. Maybe I should let him know that for you. Switch sides. Left side. Mm-hmm. Okay, sit on your left hip, swing your right leg around, seated, forward fold. 2 legs in front of you. Oops. Seated, forward fold. In fact, you can even do it as a seated ragdoll if that feels better. That would be belly to your spine, body round. Mm-hmm. Then a reverse tabletop, hands behind you, palms on the floor, hands pointed the awkward way toward you. Press back and lift up. You can even roll your shoulders back as you press back and lift up. And then sit down, fish pose. A block between your shoulder blades can be nice. Once you recline back, there needs to be something to hold your head if it's not touching the floor. Then with one hand, scoop your head, just curl up enough that you come off the block, roll to your side, reach behind you, move the block away, and roll onto your flat back. Hug your knees into your chest. Knees into your chest. Drop your knees to the left and look to the right. And then take a breath in and let there be a sigh out. Switch sides. A breath in and a sigh. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 30. Come to the center, hug your knees to your chest, forehead to your knees. So curl up, and then release your whole body onto the floor. You have a cold eye towel somewhere near you. Arms and legs long. Cold eye towels are somewhere near you. Here you go. Wait, here's yours if you'd like it. Make your body comfortable here. Take a deep breath in and sigh. Allow yourself access to being right here in this room, in your body. Sensing, feeling, experiencing. Take a breath in, exhale, and settle more deeply. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, squeeze your fingers on your toes. Then bring your knees into your chest, roll to your side, and bring yourself up into a sitting position. All the way up. Make yourself comfortable. Inhale and stretch your arms overhead. As you exhale, bring your hands into prayer position at the center of your chest and just pause for just a second and just be in awareness. Notice, feel what you're feeling. Notice the changes in your body, how it is right now. And then from this space you've created, set an intention for the rest of your day. We'll create a sea of 3 ohms. That just means we start the 3 ohms together, and you just do each one as they come to you. It doesn't matter what everyone else is doing in the room. You'll finish when you finish. Take a deep breath in. Bring your thumb knuckles to the center of your head and pause and offer yourself just for a moment some words of gratitude. And then offer some words of gratitude to the others in the room. And then offer some words of gratitude to somebody that you choose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth. Namaste. Excellent work. In July, I'm going to Italy over the 4th. If you're coming with me, we have a few spots. So sign up for our trip to Italy, or if that's too far for you, in the end of February, we haven't even announced this one yet. It'll be in about a week, you'll hear about it. We're doing just a weekend trip to the Himalayan Institute. It's about a 3-hour drive away. We'll be doing things like snowshoeing, bonfires, learning about a breath practice, just breathing, pranayama practice, and meditation, and doing our normal practice too. So that's something to look forward to as well. But let's get out of Lancaster and go somewhere fun. All right, have a great rest of the day. There.